Well, V-Belt and I have been challenged tonight, but we're getting better at it. So this is tire number 4. Let's see if we can make this one a new record.
I heard both those are good tires.
Oh, I should do a live feed on this. Son of a frick.
Remember you couldn't roll a tire around Baker?
Yeah.
How do you get that out?
You gotta get a rag. Tip it up right and just get a rag on it. Water out of it because it could have just hammered down before the rain killed us. Alright. Fire away. Pressure it up so don't. Yeah, there she is. Yeah, that was pretty sweet on that time.
Much quicker. I'll put that in the board. Up here in the plier.
Here you go. That thing too.
That one's empty?
No, she's got a little juice.
Got a little bit of flame down here. That worked.
There we go. They're like, they don't have a good pop to them, but as long as they're getting on there.
Uh-oh, she's still putting it on the other side.
Yeah.
Still burning?
Oh, how long did that take us from start to finish? That was 12 minutes. I can't post that. I got a time lapse a little bit.
12?
That's not bad. 12 minutes. Hey,
That
good
was-
job, boys.
That was like a...
That's probably good. Is my hat in your truck?
Yeah, there's a hat in there.
Head's getting cold. Alrighty, so we got bolt and truck situated, ready to rock and roll for the job that we have tomorrow. Just a slider, a little crane job, one tree, nothing too special. But we wanted to knock something else off the list, so we did. We got the new tires and wheels on the trailer set up, ready to rock. It's a bit of a learning curve. We had to, I think I just had too much water and not enough soap in the bottle, so we just went straight soap on the last three, and it made it work a lot better. Trust me, you need more soap. Don't be stingy. Use all the soap you got. I think the last three took less time to mount than the first one did. You can see in the time lapse, it started daylight and it got dark on us by the time we finally got it done. And I'll show you what I was welding on in the beginning trying to make this work is, come on, focus. I welded a couple more threads on there just so that I could have a little bit more extra bite because the wheel it's just too low of an offset for it. And then I welded some on the inside of that I think were chipped. But we made it happen and ended up getting lucky that those wheels were not the ones that I thought they were. And they actually had holes inside the wheel so that I could put a pry bar through it, because we weren't going to clamp it hard enough with that sucker. So yeah, we got it working now. Trial and error, and I forgot. I've never mounted a tire, a 16 ply like that. Just, you know, your standard Dodge 10 plies. And the 10 ply, especially a 16-inch wheel tire setup, I could do those in like a minute on that machine. I don't know, I was gonna buy a new tire machine, but we made it this far with that one, so we'll just do that. Every one of those we had to hit with the brake cleaner and a torch to get it to hit the beads, so we got better at that each time too. So tonight was knocking off one thing after another. We have these on there though. They look good. I am stoked to have 17.5s finally on this trailer. The 16-inch wheels and tire setup were just, they weren't quite cutting it. It's a relief to actually see those make it on there tonight. After that first one, I didn't think we were going to get that far, but they're on there. About 95 to 100 psi in each of those. We're not going to go with full 120 because we're not going to be running the weight that requires that. These are the same tires that are on my big gooseneck. So same 17.5. I think mine are 215s instead of 235. So I went with the same exact tire size minus the rim difference for these, and it works out slick. With a little bit different offset, I was a little worried about it. I did a lot of research before I picked these out. I had to get ones that match the studs, and back here we actually have more of a gap, which is nice for in the corners instead of that tire. Hopefully with 17.5s with these big hefty 16-ply tires, they won't want to roll the tire over and kiss the inner fender. Yeah, back in the day when Dad was towing more, he bent a rim because the tire rolls over more than it can drag, because those 16s, they're just too much tire, I guess, or just not tough enough, and it rolled over enough and bent the rim. Hopefully it won't have that case. These rims are way tougher than those other ones. You can see those other ones are sitting right there. They're just, I would consider them cheap. They're not very tough at all, but we got plenty as spares. Yeah, in the beginning I was a little worried that these weren't even the right rims, but we just needed to grow a pair and make them settle down. You can see these ones here. These are the ones that came on it. Nothing too fancy about these things. They're not very tough at all. Very thin. But they're rated for 7K axles. A straight line, I guess, but they're just too much sponge. You can tell a difference, or I could when I was driving the excavator on there, at how well and how much sturdier it was with those tires and wheels. Higher PSI, obviously, but I mean, these can handle the higher PSI. These other ones, we'd be over the max PSI on those other ones. But we got her set up. Taking a little X tomorrow because we don't need to pull the 080 off the big job we're working on. That clearing job, we're going to be there for a while yet. So normally I would just haul this little gooseneck with my 04, but I want to hear that turbo do some action tomorrow and get a little bit more used to this new setup and see how she tows with the new turbo and exhaust brake setup. But yeah, pretty hyped on that. I'm very excited to have these on there. What I was talking about with the holes in there, if you didn't watch my earlier video, I didn't expect these holes to be punched out on it, but those were our saving grace tonight. I'll tell you what, that was nice having those. But old V-Belt and Son combo, we knocked it out and got her set up on there. So out bright and early, do a crane job. Oh, it's nice to get that checked off. But the little blue thing needs a fuel pump. The little blue thing's that little loader, and then I got to put a crankcase filter on Taylor's truck, and then it's dinner time. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time. All right, bye.